Hi there, I'm Harper of the Guild of Mindful Driver Trainers, and welcome to this session in mindfulness, just a short session with you this afternoon. Thank you to Rebecca for inviting me along to provide this session on behalf of Road Peace. The session I've chosen to share with you today is all about balancing the negativity bias. I'm sure many of you know that as human beings, we are predisposed to focus on the negative aspects of life. It's part of our survival mechanism. But it's good to know that we do have some control over this negativity bias, and there are practices that we can do just to help us to stay a little bit more in balance. This helps us to gain more choice over where we choose to rest our attention, rather than feeling like we're held prisoner by our own thought patterns. So the longer we can savor these positive aspects of life, the easier it is then retained and stored in our long-term memory. I'm just going to share a very short practice with you around gratitude. So just allowing your eyes to close or just soften your gaze if that feels okay for you. Sitting in a nice, comfortable and upright posture as if you've been pulled up by a piece of string. So just taking a moment then just to notice the breath coming in at the nostrils. Maybe the rise and fall of the abdomen. Just taking a moment just to mentally scan yourself for any holding or tension. Just taking a moment just to notice the seat, making contact with the body, perhaps the back of the legs, or your back's in contact with the chair. Maybe make some of your feet are rested against the floor, and where your hands and arms are positioned. Having a sense of the awareness of just being here in the space that you're in right now. Maybe noticing some sounds that you can hear inside of the room or outside of the room. Let's just begin then by noticing that the simple fact that we're listening to this recording, we already have several marvelous gifts. The gift of hearing. You can hear and learn, whether that be the songs of birds, the notes of a band or orchestra, the songs of singing and voices, the sound of our own breath flowing in and flowing out. I'm just thinking now about the things that we have today in our lives that make it easier and more comfortable than it was for our great-grandparents. We flip a switch and a light appears. We turn a tap and clean, drinkable water flows. We adjust the thermostat and the room grows warmer or cooler. We have a roof to keep us dry when it rains, and walls to keep out the cold wind, windows to let in the light. We have access to machines that wash our clothes. We have clothes to wear and places to store them. There are machines that store our food at just the right temperature and help us to cook it without us having to gather wood. We have indoor plumbing. We have public libraries that have thousands of books and recordings free for anyone to borrow and read. We have schools that teach us to read and write, skills that were available to only the very few a few hundred years ago. And now we can take a moment to reflect on all of the thousands of people who have worked hard, some without knowing you at all, to make your life more easier or more pleasant. some who plant, grow, and harvest your food. The postal service, someone who sorts the mail and others who deliver it. Those who maintain the servers so that you can get and send email and access the internet. Those who design operations and systems for gathering, sorting and disposing of rubbish and recycling. All those who play sport, create art or music, or plays or poems or films to entertain and uplift you. And most of these are people who you've never met or barely know. Now just take a moment to reflect on your own reasons for feeling grateful in this very moment. It could be something small. And just feeling gratitude for this in your body. Reflecting on a stranger now, someone who has impacted your life in some way. Maybe the author of a book or a singer with a favourite song. Reflect on an acquaintance, someone you work with. Someone whose efforts directly support your experience of life. Appreciating their contribution, saying a silent thank you. Reflecting on something that you're grateful for today. Something that's made a difference to you. Just reflecting on yourself, gratitude for your own body and mind, and the simple fact of just being here in this moment. With practice, you can find yourself feeling grateful more easily wherever you are. You may choose to keep a journal, maybe noting 2 or 3 things every day for which you feel grateful. And you can draw on the strength of this gratitude whenever you wish. Thank you for practicing this guided, heart-centered meditation to promote a sense of gratitude.